recording back on for a little bit just to kind of see if you guys had any questions, because the intention of this series is to be sort of educational, sort of help people in the future also get in the Shadowrun. And this also goes if anybody in the Twitch chat has questions while they are here. Anything you guys want to ask? I'm obviously not going to pull the veil back too far because, you know, we still have some freaks to go hang out with and stuff. You can leave that that information up on the table, actually, because I can just make more pages.
Okay.
Because it'll be, you know, relevant next week.
A lot of my questions are going to be involved more around like combat. When we start getting involved with combat, like when does recoil come into play?
Recoil
all the
is
different
applied to the
attachments you
person.
can have with that.
And as long as you take like a simple action to say aim or something, recoil is pretty much ignorable if you have enough recoil compensation to handle it. You being a giant troll, probably okay.
I believe also.
Go ahead.
You get natural recoil compensation, I believe, for every 3 points of strength. You get
2
one
points of
recoil
strength.
comp. 2? Oh, there you go. You're on top.
I was reading about that. Like I said, it was something I was curious about. I didn't quite understand how it all worked out.
So for each bullet beyond the first, you accrue 1 point of recoil. Each point of recoil is a -1 dice pool penalty, except for that which is offset by your recoil compensation. In order to clear your recoil, you simply must do a simple action that is not shooting.
Okay.
So this means you can very easily go simple action aim, simple action full auto burst. Next turn, simple action aim, simple action full auto burst.
Okay. That'll work out.
If you want to build heavier towards recoil, you can get things like gas vents. The Ares Alpha has 2 base. I have a Cyber Arm Street Sam I like to play that has about 14 points of recoil in her base build.
So you just full auto all the time?
She has one setting, and it is rock and roll.
that because when you full auto, you shoot 10 bullets and you butcher everything you hit, right?
I mean, it removes just about all dice pool defense stuff that people have, which is pretty nice. That's pretty nice to do.
Yeah, it's really cool, and you can run while doing it because you've got like 14 points.
It's a free action,
right? Well, doesn't moving impose a penalty to shooting?
Moving does not. Running does.
Running.
Like does. If you get into a situation where you're rolling an actual running test, then you're going to take penalties. Mm-hmm. But I believe you can, at the very least, you can move your walking rate, if not your double walking rate.
Yeah,
movement in Shadowrun is silly.
Okay. I have a question about the Johnson.
Okay.
Was there like a better is there just a better way to go about that? Like we walked in and
which part of it?
Well, I mean, like we ran into the Johnson early, and you know was
most times, like the Johnson isn't going to be there that early for meets because they have things they're doing.
That's what I kind of assumed. I was just like, I don't know. I didn't really know what to do there. Like you laid out like 3 people. I was like, oh, this seems like a planned social encounter. Part of me feels bad that I like left half the party behind.
So pro tip for everybody here: I don't plan stuff.
Okay.
Like I knew the general idea of who the Johnson was going to be. I know her motivations. I know a bit about who the target is. And obviously where she is. The rest of the stuff, we're going to find out together. As you noticed, I had to Google the name of a random hotel and randomly generate her actual name because we didn't, come across like that's. I don't have notes. The my philosophy is to have the world react in a realistic way. And so long as you stick to that realistic kind of benchmark that you put out there, a lot of things will just solve their own problems. Like, we have here, our Johnson was a fairly well-to-do lady who has a hotel, and knows that she's hiring criminals, but she doesn't know who you people are when you walk in super early and just kind of like, we were here for an event. She's like, there's no event. Because private business meetings between employers and criminals are not the kind of thing that you really, put on your day planner.
Yeah. Now, is there a way, or I should say, we sat down, we had the conversation with her, negotiated a little bit, got a little more money, possible side thing extra to add to that. Are there other things that we should have been asking her about in regards to doing what we're doing?
In this situation, not so much, because she gave you a data chip. If you have extra questions about the target or some of the other things, feel free to ask them. That information is probably either readily available, because this is a very public event, or on the data chip. Because I'm not going to bend you guys over on the first run.
So the data chip has all the superfluous information that we need, rather than having to do a Q&A with the Johnson. So if I asked the data chip, where's the drop off point, the data chip would know?
The data chip would have a number that you can call when you have the package.
Okay. Right, so it has instructions of step by step on the run. Okay.
Yeah. The what we call it? It's kind of like shorthand. Like, there's information on there. It doesn't have everything on there. Like, it's not going to have her most recent activities, because
it doesn't tell us things about her, but it tells us things about what we need in order to do the thing. Because I realized later that I'm like, okay, what do we do when we actually have the hostage? And we didn't.
It definitely has your step-by-step quest log in it.
Okay. No, I don't think the data chip had a registry, and we didn't check.
No, it would not have had the hotel's registry.
I would have just died. We did all that, and it was right there.
We could have actually just been like, oh, once we looked at the notes, we could be like, oh, so can you just give us the registry of this other hotel? Don't hotels swap registry? Hotel. Don't hotels just swap information all the time on hotel booking sites?
I think that's the thing.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe.
Well, no, but Johnson maybe could have prepped some of that for us. You never know.
She could have.
The Johnsons are rarely that nice.
It kind of depends. Does anybody actually have shadow community knowledge? Or shadow running knowledge?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. How many ranks do you have in that?
Let me check real quick. Looking at my character sheet. For shadow community, I have 6 total, or 3. 3.
Okay.
3 ranks.
So you're going to easily know that most Johnsons don't have professional criminal hiring meetings inside buildings they own.
Mm-hmm.
You almost assuredly saw a portrait of her somewhere in this building as you were walking around.
Okay.
You know exactly who the Johnson is, and that's usually not something that Johnsons do. Kind of defeats the whole purpose of going through intermediaries. So Secrecy. She is probably not a person who hires criminals often.
So she's a rookie Johnson.
Maybe.
Perfect.
She may not be intending to be a Johnson after this. It kind of depends upon... The things that you know for sure about her is that she is wealthy and that she has an interest in this girl for reasons you do not know.
Don't want to know.
I thought she was just going to take the girl to work for her. That seemed pretty apparent.
But do we trust that?
I mean, she would just.
If she wanted her
running on the runway, it looks like she wants an extra edge in her next fashion show.
Maybe she knows she can human traffic. These Kali or whatever people. What do they call the Nartaki. Yeah, I'm kidding. Yeah, I don't need a real reason to question her motives.
I'm about to. We're criminals, you know. It's not like we care what happens after.
This is true. Not saying that I would. It's just like, if it makes a difference on the run.
Yeah. There's all kinds of interesting questions that may or may not get asked.
Yeah, like, how are we supposed to do, like, if I wanted to, like, scout out the locations to, like, know... Bamce, how do you feel about maps?
I don't like drawing.
Right, that's what I figured.
I mean, if it's something important, like if this was a significantly higher threat run, I may Google floor plans for whatever kind of building is relevant and drag and drop them onto the Roll20 table.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about, like, trying to figure out how to, like, figure out where the person is and the different things we have to go through in order to get there. Right? Like if we kidnap her in the room, then what other rooms do we have to go through in order to get her out? You've
stayed in a hotel before.
I have.
So you have a general idea of what you might have to deal with if you're.
But a hotel is more than just a front entrance, an elevator, and a hallway, and the room I stay in. So and so is an event and ballroom. So I don't know.
If you want to, it's one of those things where you pick and choose. The Shadowrun's great because unlike D&D and stuff, where the players are reactive, in Shadowrun the DM is reactive. So I tell you she's in this hotel, and going by my process of basing things on realism, she's going to be in several different places at the set. She's going to be in her room when she's asleep. She's going to be down at the event when the event's going on because she works at the event. She might have room service. She may go down to things. She might not have been down there when Charlie went down there to go spy on them.
Yep. That's why I wasn't surprised that she was there, because she's working. I wouldn't expect her. If she's working, she's either sleeping, eating, or working. One of the two.
Right.
So you could try and grab her from the event, and that would color how the situation is and the various levels of opposition you are facing. You could try and grab her from her room. That's a different level of opposition and interaction you have to worry about. You could just kind of, it's on you to tell me where you want the action to happen, and then we will go through the steps to find out what it takes to make the action happen there. You have a couple of different people already able to get into the place. Granted, their access to where they can get in the hotel is restricted. For example, your two people that have passes are really going to be only able to get into the event areas. Your press pass guy.
I'm extra sneaky. I could get anywhere.
You have a troll.
I could ditch the troll.
And I can shoot you.
Whoa!
I'm also going to ask the uncomfortable question of what sin were you flying when you went into the building to spy on people?
Oh, I have to have one on to get into the building?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is illegal
any building
to not
ever.
have, if you are in polite society.
I only have the one. His name is Hugh Wang.
Okay.
Hey, you bought tickets. You were just scoping the place around, right? But as far as questions go,
wanted to see what I was in for. It's not suspicious to buy tickets and then go look at the place. Hopefully.
No, it's not. I'm just saying that you bought tickets. You've now been in the place. When they then find your sin information, say upstairs in the penthouse suite where a person is kidnapped from, they might wait a second. I've never heard of this Hugh Wang guy before. Why is he suddenly interested in fashion? And more importantly, who's this troll that he hired?
Yeah. That's true. That's okay.
And the one getting in on the press pass, there's a good chance you're going to be kind of tethered to your press buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay. It's still he can handle it.
You're really quiet, by the way, Tara.
Ah, wow. You guys can't hear me?
Wait, guys.
There we go.
Guys,
Yeah.
oh my god. Humanus should riot the fuck out of this thing.
Oh, I know.
No.
That's what I was gonna say. If we need a distraction real bad,
I was
I'll
about
dress
to-
up as a Humanist member and just start shooting weirdos.
Oh my God, no!
And I will have no
What?
problem with it.
I will have
wait.
a lot of problems.
I'm just saying.
Non-lethal.
Well, we don't have to hurt the client, but if Humanus shoots the client, what are we supposed to do about it?
What shoots the client?
Well, not
That
the
brings
client,
me to a
the
whole
people
nother
at
level
the
of-
con.
The target.
Shoots up the party.
Yeah, my point is that we could probably just tip Humanus off to that this thing is happening, or if they're not,
This thing
Like,
is very public.
I think
yeah, this thing's
Humanus
very public.
knows.
So, well, if they do, then
If anything, they'll be out front like protesting or something, and maybe one extremist might try and shoot some people, but I doubt it.
right. Well, we could.
I mean,
My point is, we can factor them into the plan and using them as cover.
so
Yeah.
Right?
I'm gonna.
A mob out front of the building is kind of helpful because then there's going to be like the red carpet, people show up, and there's going to be like journalists all around that. And then if there's a mob of angry people, but being kept off by a firing line, all you have to do is just take a pistol and point it in the air, and all of a sudden everything goes crazy, right? Everything goes
Yep.
crazy. We can kidnap the girl.
Yeah.
So-
I think we're not giving these AAA corporation security enough credit.
I don't think it's AAA
just-
security.
No, you just pay some ganger to go. No, it's the Ritz.
Evo. I'm pretty
it's-
sure it's AAA
It's an
security.
Evo event.
Right, but they're extraterritorial, so they're not going to want to crack down too hard. They're just going to you just get some go-ganger to shoot a pistol up in the air, right? And that's it. Not start any fights. It's just going to make everyone freak out and get their heads down. During that time, people are probably going to scatter from their positions to try to get to safety. No one's going to be paying attention to the hairdresser.
I mean,
You wanna,
that could be
you
our
want a
moment.
black bag
That could be the
during a
moment
shootout.
that our press pass guy gets divorced from his press pass person by running. Our troll bodyguard ushers his ward in with all the VIP people.
Or
looking for
your troll
somewhere to hide.
bodyguard goes off on a tangent looking for somebody specifically.
Right, exactly. Right.
Not in the
Or
woods.
under the guise of I'm looking for my ward. Could
No.
go anywhere.
Not in the way you're thinking.
This is
Well,
getting
like-
more Mohawk than I thought it would. Whoa.
Just
I don't know.
remember, remember my background.
I don't
I'm an
remember your back.
ex-Humanist- I'm an ex-Humanist member.
Oh, that's right.
I got
You were the
abandoned
racist.
by a group of humanist individuals.
Well, you
Yeah.
know what? I'm
To bring
sorry,
up a
my
humanist
my
right.
character doesn't have detailed historical knowledge on your entire life
Yeah.
story because
The
you don't
troll
see
and I
the most
both hate
openly-
humans.
I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
we
y'all might be going left. I might be going right, especially if I see somebody from my past that might
Well,
have.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there and say, well, that might happen.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not really allowed to factor that into the plan at all because it's meta knowledge. That would that'd be metagaming, you metahuman.
But if you bring up this as the plan and he just says, no,
If-
that's not a good idea, don't do it.
I mean, I think even Sarah's been all like, wait, this is too loud for me, guys. I don't know.
So
I mean,
I was looking to say, I was looking through everyone, like I was looking at character sheets and stuff like that. We have a lot of interesting prejudices going on in our little group.
I'm sorry, I'm not sexist. I'm just afraid of girls.
No, I was like,
Nothing.
you're afraid of girls, but Hellbell's a prejudice against technomancers, so
What?
I got you back, Chad Rat. I got you back.
So,
Super
but,
meta.
I'm gonna step in for a
All right.
second. The Humanist thing didn't even factor into my ideas until you guys brought it up.
It just came to me.
So just to kind of pull back the veil on how I do things, like you guys might ask, hey, what are the chances Humanist is protesting this? That makes sense. However, we're also going to remember that this is Evo. So the chances of them being in a position where they can reliably
Do something.
impede the proverbial red carpet, probably not very high. Also remember, this is not only A, Germany, but B, 60 years into the future of wonderful, wonderful dystopian law. Which means your right to peacefully assemble can get fucked.
That's true.
Right, but I'm not saying it's a guaranteed thing. I'm saying if it's a thing, this could be a plan revolving around it.
It could be.
And it's a big public event with a lot of meta-human culture. So, it's possible.
But
I think humanity sticks to like E areas where they can actually bully people.
I was going to say I don't think they'd operate in Berlin, would they? Because Berlin's all about meta-humans are awesome. Like they gave the dwarves their own kingdom and like included them in their little group.
That's true.
So
I mean, it could be a number of things.
Yeah, I was like, if they're there, they're probably just a group of very loosely affiliated people who get together like good old boys on the weekend to go burn some crosses or something.
It could also be a group that has followed this event around.
You're right. They could have continual protesters.
Yeah.
Now I just want to know.
Yeah. I mean, it's playing as an idea in my head.
Okay, good. Well, I don't want to keep going down this tangent because I know you do have to sleep, and we're just basically just still playing at this point.
More or less, which is why I'm glad I put the recording on.
Oh, okay. Well, hi everybody.
Does anybody else have any other questions on what happened tonight that is not continuing to play, but maybe reasons why I did things?
All right.
No.
Just one concern. How
Don't
fast
worry,
are the
my
cops
dice are
coming
always
for... How fast are the cops coming for Tara?
I mean,
And how much Overwatch did he just like rack up in that 5-minute incident?
22.
Holy shit. Is that a lot? It feels like if you go over 20, something's going to happen.
The magic number is 40.
Okay. Oh, man. How do you scrub away Overwatch?
You can use cleaner on it. However,
just turn your mind off.
Well, that's going to lock him out of the matrix, which will get rid of it. You like rebooting your device will do it, or rebooting your Link persona in your case.
All right.
You theoretically could have used cleaner to start reducing it. However, we start to get into slight complications because the host was alerted to you, so it's looking for you, which means every couple of cleaner rolls, you're going to have to make another one of those hide from the matrix tests. So somewhere in there, you could have easily gotten spotted when you're casting it a couple of times.
All right. So I guess jacking out and resetting myself would be the best option for driving off.
Well, remember, it also drops all of your marks.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm gone, right?
No, you got out. You're fine. You have this file.
Yeah. I kill my real persona and turn back on the Comlinks persona, which is the most boring thing ever.
Yep. No,
and your shoes are in no way tied together or anything.
Please. Holy shit. You can't keep doing this.
Aren't they like Velcro?
You can still tie Velcro together. It
Like
just makes it really...
We're trying to take a getaway. I don't even know, man. Is the drone where I left it? What else did you do?
That was it. You got bored.
Yeah, no, your shoelaces are totally tied together. He did send me that private message, and if you want to check, you'll be able to check the either the stream or the upload on YouTube to see it happen.
Oh my god, my bootlaces!
Yeah,
they're like I didn't get to illustrate them in the picture. They're like ridiculously long, so it's not even impossible.
Remind me to ask for an agility or gymnastics test when we get started next week.
Oh my god, I got the default on one dice. Thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm just gonna come back into the meat space and eat shit. Wow.
Hey, you stick out like a sore thumb, okay? He couldn't resist.
Why do you do these things? This is just a racist prankster we got here.
I like that it's written on the table. Thank you for that.
No problem.
We needed it.
Hey, add to there about the side job also from the Johnson.
Oh, yeah. Put that on there because I would have totally forgotten.
Which side job?
I asked her, it's like, hey, is there anything else that you might be wanting from there? He says, I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll get back with you.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
possible extra for
Bonus.
extra.
Bonus objective. Great idea.
I mean,
Extra shackles.
I have an idea for that. Like when you said it, I was like, oh yeah, no, I think we can have something for this. But
yeah, let's remind you about that. Also, as far as tracking time, do we want to say it's about like 12 o'clock, midnight, same night?
it's probably a little bit later than that, just because of some travel time and stuff. But it's not really like a super important thing to note right now, because you guys have plenty of time to bump up against things.
Right. Well, I'm gonna get going, guys. You all have a good night. Rob, thanks
Yeah, I'm
again
gonna-
for the game. I appreciate it.
Yep.
I'm going to bounce out too. Yeah, thanks everyone. Good
Yep,
session
super-
tonight. And Rob,
duper fun.
especially thank you for forming the group.
Yep.
You're gonna make me blush. You keep talking like that.
Thanks for putting the time in.
Yeah, I'll talk to you guys throughout the course of the week and such.
Sounds good.
Later.
Good game.
See.
Night, everybody. Good game.